Long time no see, everyone. I'm back with another video, and today or tonight, as this early morning, it's about maybe around 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be doing a video about forgiveness and forgiving others and forgiving yourself, just so that you don't keep holding on to heavy energy as you're on your spiritual journey, or just in life in general. It may be hard to forgive others who may have hurt you. Even more difficult sometimes, it will be hard to forgive yourself, because you may not realize that you may need to forgive yourself for staying in a victim mentality or victim role. If someone else is doing something that may cause harm to you, it's your choice whether you continue to allow the person to do this to you. And yes, you may love whoever, it may be someone you love, it may be a friendship, you don't want to just turn your back on someone, but if something is causing you discomfort and you haven't addressed it, then that's something you need to think about. Maybe you need to forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be in that circumstance longer than you need it to be. So, we're going to be taking a look at that. Um, I thought it would be kind of fun to maybe pull some affirmation cards, which I had pulled three. So, before I get into the affirmation cards, I'm gonna first talk about forgiving others. Forgiving others sometimes can be a little bit more difficult because you it goes ties into, well, the person did something that you dislike, and sometimes it causes hurt or harm to you, and you feel like if you forgive them, then you have to speak to them or you have to allow them in your life. But that's not necessarily the case. You can forgive the person and set certain boundaries as to where, okay, I do not like what has happened or transpired between us. You talk to me out of you call me out of my name, you spread gossip or rumors about me, and so anyhow I allow you back into my life. You just set boundaries. I'm forgiving the act that you done. That doesn't mean I forgot it. And if we're going to build again and have a friendship or whatever it may be, I need to know that you're not going to do this action that has caused me to feel a certain way again. And it's not to say that you like, what we forget, or what we don't realize is the universe or the Most High gives us so many chances. So who are we to have so much judgment on another person? The emotion of feeling hurt, it just guides you and allows you to know, okay, this hurt me, and it's what you do with that energy that makes the difference. So you may not feel the urge to forgive right away, but one of the things that helps is writing down what has happened. That's why journaling is important. And, like, it will serve your highest good to forgive that person. Even if you're not forgiving them by telling them this to themselves, you may write down the act of what disrupt you and just read it out loud, and then just kind of either rip it or burn it and say, you know what, I release this energy of hate, of anger, and I forgive you. And you take the time that you need. You forgive yourself as well, which we'll go into that. You take the time that you need to process your feelings and what you're going through, and you forgive them and you release it into the universe. And then, as you're journaling, you decide on the boundaries that you want to set. Sometimes certain people are not to be not. It's just best to not have them around you, because you cannot control what they do. You can only control your responses and how you act. And sometimes it's just not healthy to be around certain people, but sometimes it's a good way of building your resilience and you're, like building your character more. I'm not saying put yourself through unnecessary harm, or like put yourself through toxic situations or relationships, but building boundaries is something that sometimes it's not easy to do because you may not want to offend other people, but you're creating offenses to yourself because now you're just open, and you're open for many different things to come in and hurt you, whether you want to or not. There's a balance to things. So forgiving, sorry, I tend to ramble on. Forgiving others is not really for them, it's for you, so that you don't hold on to this animosity and anger and unnecessary hate, because it's just energy. Hate and love are just on the different spectrums, and it's natural that sometimes to hate something, like I hate when it's cold, but that's energy. So I understand that energy. No one wants to be uncomfortable for that moment. So I hate it, but then I love the warmth. Sometimes you have to be a little bit cold because there's different seasons, but you prepare yourself for it. You put on a warmer outfit. If it's warm, some people don't like it too hot. You dress accordingly. So it's the same thing. Transmute the energy. You didn't like the way something went. No, you didn't like it. But forgiving that person and moving on, it helps you, it just helps you snap back, and it helps you just carry on with the rest of your journey. Holding on to something for years and years at a time, I realize, doesn't help. And one of the people who I've had to learn to share forgiveness with was my father. For so long I've held animosity towards him, and I'm just learning now that it hasn't served me. I felt justified for being upset with him, but I had to forgive myself and him simultaneously. So forgiving others is also helpful for yourself, because you're going to release whatever it is and not replay the situation in your mind. Now, the next is forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself, you're only human. You're going to be upset. You're going to feel justified to say, you know what, I'm not talking to you. You pissed me off, or whatever the case may be. Forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be manipulated, to, I'm not saying it like blaming yourself, but forgiving yourself, because you need to be gentle with yourself. You're not so perfect that you're not going to get manipulated, or you're never going to make a mistake. We all make mistakes. So forgive yourself and allow yourself to grow and learn. And no matter how good you think you are in discernment, this is what is always, there's always something out there that you're going to need to learn, that the universe might want you to learn. So don't ever have that type of thinking like, well, you know what, I'm so spiritual, I'm the best at, like, it's good to feel like you're enough, of course, but it's not healthy to think that you're so good that there's nothing for you to ever learn. That is not good. It's not even, it's not that it's not healthy. There's there's so many things that we don't know, that as we go along we uncover. So give yourself room to grow. Forgive yourself. If you hurt someone else and they let you know, you apologize to them, and you forgive yourself as well for making that mistake. As well as they're forgiving you, you forgive yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. And this is one of the lessons that I think is the most precious, because it helps you learn humility, not only for others but for yourself, which is really important. Um, Recognizing energy is something that comes along with forgiving, because you do realize that yes, there is bad out there and there is good, but they're both needed. And so it's a balance. We're as much as we would like that we don't ever go through anything painful or any hardships, we are going to. And we could try to avoid it as much as we want. It might not be as hard or as bad as the others, as other people go through losses, but you're going to. It's just the way things are. You're gonna. It's equal amount of pain, equal amount of pleasure. So if you have in your mind that it's energy, you, like I said earlier on in the beginning of the video, you're gonna transmute it. You're gonna know, okay, I've broken up with this person. This hurts like shit. This hurts. Excuse my language for swearing. This hurts. But you're gonna understand that I'm not gonna feel this way forever. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna date again. And another thing that is healthy to practice is being happy without being in a relationship, genuinely being happy with yourself, so that if, say, you are in a relationship and things don't work out, you're gonna know once again to go through those feelings and those emotions of sadness, like, shoot, we had a good time in certain areas while it lasted, but I have to say goodbye. Or my lesson is that I've learned my lesson with this person. They weren't for me to be with. They're not my partner, my life partner, or my twin flame. They're not somebody who is for my highest good. They've served their purpose. And not to say, oh, you serve your purpose, bye, but sometimes this is this this is what our soul calls for us to do. Sometimes this is what we've signed up for. We're going to go through certain things, and after we go through it, it kind of catapults us into the direction where we need to be. And so that's why, if you never want to forgive anyone and you never have even forgiveness for yourself, you'll be stuck in this place of like you'll be stuck in this phase of, like, just, like depressed feelings, like, woe is me, like, I call it like the victim jacket. You're going to be always wearing it. Take it off, like, realize that, it's energy, and clear, cancel it, transmute it, and move on. That's for me. um it it I'm not going to say it was easy to do this, because I'm still learning, but this is why I wanted to make a video about forgiveness, because a lot of people have a hard time with forgiving. They just feel like maybe forgiving means that you just forgetting what has been done to you. No, you're not forgetting, but you're choosing to transmute the energy, and you don't wish bad on the person who has hurt you, but you send them loving energy, healing energy, and move on. What the universe chooses to do and make them learn is up to the universe, but for you, you don't clog your energy by saying, well, you know what, you caused harm to me, so 1,000 deaths are, like, because that's terrible. And on top of it, like, you're sending out such a disturbing energy. Yes, you're hurt, but you know you don't know what perception the person has had, and it's not to make up excuses for the person who hurt you, but you don't know what perception or what is going on with that person, why they would have such a low vibration to want to gossip, or want to be sneaky, or want to, whatever it is that they've made, that the hurt they've caused was. You don't know their perception, what's going on with them. So you just send them love, healing, and move on. Set your boundaries. Okay, I say hi, or I don't, but I'm not holding on to this negative. I'm not holding on to this energy of hate anymore. I'm gonna just let the situation be dealt with and release it. um and that's where I call it balance. It's not necessarily good or bad, but I'm in between at this moment. I'm allowing whatever energy to be what it is, and I'm gonna transfer it. So sometimes it's not that I'm not gonna be not negative, but sometimes the person needs me to be just, like firm, and they may look at that as bad, but I'm gonna be firm into my stand into my power, and I'm not gonna be so what do you call it, flowery, like, oh, you know um uh I forgive you, it's okay, like, no, you know I'm not. It's okay. We're good. I let it go, but you stay over there, and I'm gonna stay over here. I wish you all the best, but it's for my peace, the sake of peace for myself. I can't. We can't be friends, and sometimes you can be, but you just give yourself time. So it's just knowing how to make the energy flow. Um, I may do a part two to this, but I don't think I need to. I think it's just sometimes I get I can tend to talk a lot, so sometimes I get off topic. Um, I think that kind of covers it. I don't know if comment in the section below in the comment area if you feel like you would like me to clarify more or share more experiences, but I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable, so that's why I'm not sharing any. I guess I could not say names, but still, I don't feel really comfortable doing that. But I know that right as of right now, I'm working on the same advice that I'm giving. So it's not like I'm giving any advice and not using it. Anything that I say here or make a video about, I'm putting into practice. So closing out this video, I pulled 3 affirmation cards. The first one that I have is don't take it personally. So when someone does something, yes, it may hurt, but don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just, this affirmation card's funny. Maybe they just poop their pants. Yes, that's probably it. So it's, I find the affirmation card is funny, but yeah, don't take it personally. Maybe it's something that they're projecting onto you. Maybe they don't really feel there's something that you may be showing and you don't realize it that makes them feel uncomfortable. Like a lot of the time, I've tried to share and express a lot of love and I've been met with opposition. And I would wonder, well, why is that when I'm being so loving? But some people don't know how to handle that energy when they're not in the best of spirits themselves. Sometimes they may think that that's fake, even though you're being as genuine as possible. So don't take it personal. And this is what I'm, and it's funny that I pulled this affirmation card because that's something that I'm learning. Don't take it personal because I can't make someone see things from my perspective. It's a perspective is just the way people see things, and maybe I'm not seeing things from their perspective. So it's not the reality. Perspectives are not reality. So yeah, don't take it personal. And the other card, which is, yeah, is communication. Wonder how that other person's feeling. Ask them. Wish they knew how you were feeling. Tell them. You've just been drafted into the communication army, where there is a strict do ask, do tell policy. Speak with kindness and gentleness and reach an understanding. If you don't, assumption will just make asses of everyone, including the person who came up with that aphorism. So sometimes communication is needed. Sometimes people don't realize that they've hurt you because, like I said, it's a perception. So they think that maybe sometimes they think they're helping you by saying certain things to you, but really it's causing you to feel a certain way and you don't take it as help. So you need to communicate that to them. And trust me, sometimes even when you communicate things that you don't like, the person is still stuck in their own point of view that they're not listening. So, just communicate, make sure that you do your part to communicate as clear as you can. Try not to do it when you're so angry, because you may communicate in a way where you're very defensive and you're just not um, being clear about what it is that's bothering you. You're more going off of anger. So I find to, like I said, journal, and then, do the best that you can to communicate to the person how you feel. And yeah, if you have to it's healthy to set boundaries anyway, because once you set boundaries, a respectful person won't step over them. So if someone's just bulldozing past boundaries, that's a red flag right there, right there. Um, Courage. No one else is fearless. No one is fearless. No one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts. Then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. Well, have the courage to say what is on your mind. Have the courage to not hold back, and definitely have the courage to forgive. Forgive others and forgive yourself. It's the best gift that you can give, especially yourself. And sometimes that person will see, well, you know what, I wouldn't have forgiven them if they had done that to me. So it can even be a helpful tool to show just how, like I said, resilient you are. You do not have to start being best friends again, or but you know what, it's something that is necessary to move on to the next step. It's necessary because you don't want to hold yourself back. Forgive yourself, love yourself, because no one can love you better than you loving yourself. So love yourself, and I hope this helps. I'm fairly new. I probably have like four subscribers. I'm looking to do more videos. I've had to take a little break because, being a mom, sometimes I get caught up. I want everything perfect, but I'm starting off new. So even the quality of my video is going to be upped, as I said earlier in other videos. But I definitely want to thank anyone who is watching this, and I hope that this helps. And I'm sending a lot of love, peace, and harmony out there. I look forward to doing many more videos, and look, keep an eye out. I might be putting out more videos during this week just to catch up, because it's been a month or so, maybe two, that I haven't put out anything new, and I want to keep the consistency up, and I want to make sure that I'm addressing certain things that others may want to know about. Feel free, for those who are watching this, to comment below and give suggestions on what it is that you want to hear, or suggestions that you would like, topics that you would like me to cover. I know that I'm supposed to be doing a part two of my Ankh um my Ankh video, and I'm supposed to be doing another video talking more about connecting with your angels, guides, and ancestors, and how I do it. And this is healing for me, because I'm shy away from really standing in my power and expressing. Spirituality is not something that you need to teach people, it's how you connect. So I'm just sharing my journey and learning that, and I hope that it does help others who may be questioning themselves, who may be a little hard on themselves. They see my video and it helps them. That will be beautiful. So until next time, peace, love, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Share it. That will help out a lot. Share it. And until next time, peace.